During the late 60s, Amurol made the first sugar-free bubblegum. It was aimed for kids, called Whammo, and after a few years of the name not sticking well, they switched it up and had the genius idea of changing it from Whammo to Blammo. Now this simple name change made all the difference as Blammo became very popular with the kids, and it spanned all kinds of different flavors and variations, but by the end of the 1970s, Blammo just kinda disappeared. Amurol's just kinda schlepping along, and meanwhile, away from Amurol's doors, comes along Rob Nelson, a pitcher for an independent baseball team, the Portland Mavericks, and a bat boy from the team, Todd Field, had a gum that was inspired from being around baseball all the time. It all started a couple of years prior in 1977. Nelson saw the bat boy, Todd Field, eating chopped up licorice out of a bag, imitating chewing tobacco that he saw all the other ball players doing. He wanted to look cool in front of the ball players. Nelson, seeing this, it made him talk to another fellow ball player, Jim Bouton, and they got to talking. They were saying, yeah, I never liked chewing tobacco anyways, and it's not for me. This made Nelson say to Bouton, hey, what if, I chopped up bubble gum and put it in a pouch, we could eat it and pretend to look cool and have some fun with it. They carried on the conversation as they played more in the game, and Bouton turns to Nelson and says, I really like that idea. I mean, what would we call it? Nelson said, I don't know. Big League Chew? And so with that, Nelson and Bouton shook hands, and Nelson was lended $10,000 to start making prototypes for the gum. In early 1979, Nelson read an article about a make-your-own bubblegum company from Texas, and he wound up buying a case of this make-your-own bubblegum. To finish his experiment, he went to the supermarket and he went around, he bought maple and root beer flavor extracts. Nelson, being an on-the-road baseball player, he didn't have much of a kitchen to create and bake the gum. So he went to the bat boy Todd Fields' house and asked Fields' mom if he could use their kitchen to bake and make this gum. And on February 6th, 1979, the first batch of Big League Chew was created. The first batch of Big League Chew came out looking brown, just like the color of chewing tobacco, and it was cut into super thin strips with a pizza cutter. And with the hired talents of illustrator Bill Mayer, Bill made illustrations on the outside of each pouch of Big League Chew, which were all these scruffy-looking baseball players. A real kind of caricature humorous take on baseball players for the gum. Hitting the streets, Nelson went door to door shopping Big League Chew to companies until he came across a small little part of Wrigley known as Amurol Products. Wrigley, being then the owners of the Chicago Cubs baseball team, it rubbed them the right way as it was a baseball-oriented kind of gum, and Amurol thought it would be a good idea to start selling. So now we're in the year 1980, specifically in the month of May, and Amurol introduced Big League Chew, and it went on to sell $18 million worth of gum that very first year. So it was a success right off the bat, no pun intended. Big League Chew went on to become the Hall of Fame bubblegum, and it's still sold today in all kinds of flavors, such as Outta Here Original Bubblegum, Swingin' Sour Apple, Ground Ball Grape, Curveball Cotton Candy, and Wild Pitch Watermelon. So with the success of Big League Chew, Amurol started shifting its focus from sugar-free and dental kind of gum to more of a novelty type of gum maker.